Hello?
Hello, Mike.
Okay, Emma?
This isn't Emma. I want to play a game.
Right, what game do you want to play?
Well, I know you like movies, but what's your favourite scary movie?
I don't have a scary movie.
Is that because you haven't seen many movies?
Probably, yeah. Emma, what's going on? Who the hell is this?
Come downstairs and you'll see.
Okay. This isn't a joke. Emma, if this is you playing a joke, man, I'm not going to be happy.
Emma's not here right now.
Before I start this review, I've got to give a big massive thank you and massive props to my awesome partner Emma, who gave the inspiration and who filmed the skit you just saw before, so I hope that you really enjoyed that. But if you're coming back to the channel or you're brand new, hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for clicking on to this video, where today is going to be completely spoiler free and my thoughts on Scream 6, which I actually got a chance to check out early tonight as part of a double bill showing at my local cinema before general release tomorrow here in the UK and in America as far as I'm aware. And going into this movie with Scream 5, I liked that movie. There was elements that I enjoyed, but ultimately I felt it was a bit of a letdown if I'm being honest with you. So going into this sixth installment, the trailers really got me hyped, and I'll touch on that in a second. But once again, we've got an all-star stellar cast returning. We've got Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Jasmin Brown, Courteney Cox is back once again, Mason Gooden, but we've also got some newcomers in terms of Dermot Mulroney, Jack Champion, and of course we've got a returning from Scream 4, Hayden Panettiere. And of course we've got Roger Jackson, who voices Ghostface. And in this sixth installment, the plot of this movie is essentially following 1 year on from the events of Scream 5. Our characters are now in New York, where it's got a new set of rules, the tagline of this poster. And essentially it's all around the return of Ghostface, set out to kill Tara and Sam Carpenter. So yeah, what are my thoughts on Scream 6? Well, I can definitely say that I enjoyed this installment way more than I did with Scream 5. But I feel like there's something a little bit lackluster with this brand new set of movies. So let's just dive straight into some positives straight away. Firstly, Roger Jackson as Ghostface is awesome once again, and he actually gets more dialogue throughout this movie, which is actually really nice and refreshing. We get to hear that awesome voice once again, and it's always a pleasure, and it's always what gets you excited and in that mood for the tension building moments. Whatever the scene should be, whenever you hear that voice, hello, what's your favorite scary movie? That's not an actual impression, by the way. That always gets you really into that moment, what's going on in the screen. So that's my first biggest positive. The second one is the cinematography here is actually done really nice. There's some really nice wide shots, some actually long takes following our characters as they move from room to room, which I always like and appreciate in a movie instead of just, cut constantly, which can be a little bit distracting. I didn't feel like that was the case here. Definitely felt it was more focused, and for that it makes more of a visually appealing movie. Thirdly, performances all around are really good. We definitely get more relationship building with Tara and Sam Carpenter, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, as they are challenged once again with Ghostface, but they're also challenged with what happened with the previous movie's events and how they're trying to move past that, and that bond between them is better in this movie. I like both actresses, and I think that they definitely perform better here in terms of script and dialogue that they are given, because all around this movie it's got a massive focus on more of a serious tone. Yes, don't get me wrong, long-time fans are really going to enjoy that meta humour, and there's definitely a lot of meta humour in here, but I would definitely say it's positioned more smartly and not so forced upon as in number 5 outing. That was just kind of like a line a minute. There was a meta reference. Whereas this, there's moments, but it's more fixed into the actual dialogue and the scene that's playing out, and it makes more sense as to why it's being referenced and not just kind of forced down your throat, so to say. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The kills, the gore, and the guts here is far more superior than the last movie. Heck, probably maybe the most in the franchise, or at least close enough in my opinion, which I really, really enjoyed. And the practical effects is also really good. You don't really get any, special effects or awful CG where, a couple of years' time this is going to look really bad. I've also got to add here, it was awesome to see Hayden Panettiere back once again as Kirby, but back in general on the big screen. She's been missed. I always thought that she's a great actress. I've always liked her in every project that I've seen her in. So to see her back on the big screen once again was a delight. And I will say, not a spoiler, but she does actually get quite a bit screen time in the movie, which is nice, because I was expecting like a 2-minute, cameo pop-up here. That's it, not the rest of the movie. No, she's actually in quite a bit. So I actually really, really like that. And there's plenty of Easter eggs here that references the previous movie and just the franchise overall, which was actually really good. And I felt really kind of elevated and built the story more and more and encapsulated New York and really made this like, wow, they're going for something different here. I really can get on board with this journey where they are trying to lead this end finale to. But with all that said, I have got a couple of negatives here that ultimately I didn't feel like this was a little bit lackluster, as I mentioned before. I feel as if this movie kind of copped out a little bit. I feel like there's some decisions made here. I wish they kind of kept that decision. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like they kind of don't. And then there's also parts where I still feel, I don't know what it is, guys, and please feel free, if you have seen the last movie and this one, if you can agree or disagree and maybe fill me in a little bit here. But I feel like ultimately there's something missing. But definitely number 6, I feel as if it's kind of more of a return to form for me personally. But yeah, there is a little bit of just lackluster feeling overall, which I can only kind of talk about more in spoilers. But what I will say is, if there is going to be a future for this franchise past number 6, which I think they've already greenlit another movie, I might be wrong. All I'm going to say is I'm excited for where that could lead, because it certainly gives you plenty of options of where you could think, right, this could be where this movie goes in the future. Also, one last little thing is, stick around till after the credits. There is kind of like a little joke post-credits. It's literally about 5 seconds long, if that. But it's still something like a little cool and unique and fits in with the movie. That's all I will say. But overall, what I will say with Scream 6 and kind of my final thoughts here is, I enjoyed this movie far more than Scream 5. So if you didn't like Scream 5, I definitely think you'll find more enjoyment in this one. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. Yeah, I would definitely revisit this one in the future, and it'll be intriguing to pick up on more Easter eggs as I rewatch this one, however many times I do in the future. So my overall score for Scream 6 is a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So have you seen Scream 6? Are you going to go check it out? Leave any and all comments down below, and also let me know while you're there, what is your favourite Scream movie? Yeah, I would love to know that from you as well. But if you've enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button down below, so I can see you again on a future video. If you're unaware, I do have a Patreon. There is a couple of levels that you can select, starting from £2 per month, going all the way to £5 a month currently, and they include a host of bunch of different perks, some really cool early access to videos. You can even request movies for me to watch and review on Patreon exclusive or onto my YouTube channel, and you get so much more perks, including merch that is coming very, very soon. So the link to my Patreon is down below in the description box. Go check it out, and I want to give a big massive thank you to all my awesome Patreons on level 1 or 2 for supporting the channel. It really means a lot, and they all have YouTube channels, so please go show them some support. And until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.